Hey guys, welcome back to another update of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio series. So today, the stock value of my portfolio is sitting around $76,500 with about $400 in cash. And I'm going to spend pretty much all of that today on some stocks, and we're going to see how that affects my annual dividend income and talk a little bit about why I'm buying the stocks that I'm buying and go through the performance of my portfolio. So overall, we're up about 14.3%, which is awesome. That's about $9,600 all time. Almost 2,000 of that is coming from dividends themselves, and the other 7,000 or so is coming from the increase of the stock price, since I bought them to where they are at now. We'll see that in just one second when we look at the portfolio tab, because most of the stocks that I have are in the green for me at the moment. So looking here at the sector portfolio, so sector breakdown, I'm really heavily invested in real estate and utilities. I got to try to put some things into these other sectors here eventually, but those have always historically been the best bias in the last few months. And when we look here at the holdings chart, you can get an idea of some of the tickers that I have. The biggest positions that I have by far are real estate, and then also you see some other big ones in there as well. So over time, my dividend income has been increasing, and it's because I'm consistently depositing more money into my account and buying more stocks. I'm also reinvesting the dividends that I receive, but you can see that this $2,000 is small compared to the net deposits that I've put in over the last year and a half or so, something like that, closing in on 2 years eventually. But yeah, I've been consistently depositing. Right around here, I made a big deposit. That's why we get such a big jump, and then it starts going just crazy from there. Next month, I'll be expecting another good month for dividends, because every 3 months, we get a big one followed by 2 small ones, and that's just based on the cycle that these companies pay their dividends. So when we look in the portfolio tab, I'm going to sort it so we have all of the biggest stocks or the biggest positions at the top for now. If you're using the spreadsheet and you want to be able to filter these for in different ways, if you don't see these little triangle things up here, you just got to click on the filter button you can turn on and off the filter, and you got to make sure it's on. Then, for example, we could sort these like in alphabetical order if we wanted to. Not that that really helps us, but it's just one way, or something maybe a little bit more meaningful like by percent of holding, so we can see the biggest and smallest positions. So anyways, like I said, most of these are in the green, and if we actually take a look here, we look at the biggest winners at the top, we see a lot of financials, and for some reason Pizza, I don't know why they're doing so well, but good job, guys. I bought these actually for their monthly dividend, because they pay a strong dividend, 5% paying out monthly, but yeah, they've actually just increased their stock price quite a lot in the last little while, so good for you guys. Anyways, we come down here, we see the gains starting to get a little bit lower and lower, and then down here we have some of the stocks that are in the red. But like I said, most of my positions are in the green, which is awesome, and that's why I'm seeing the overall portfolio doing pretty well. So I'm pretty much just going to buy some stocks that are in the red today to try to reduce my average price. I'm not so interested in Algonquin Power and utilities because they make up a very big percentage of my portfolio. I'm not super interested in TransAlta Renewables today because they're just kind of trading flat. They're not doing really anything exciting at the moment. But basically the rest I'm interested in. So Power Corporation, this is in the financial sector, and I am hoping to, like I said, increase some of my positions in companies that are not utilities and real estate, so this is a good option for that. Aecon as well, great option. They're a pretty big position of mine, but I'm just interested in growing them even bigger while they're down, below like 4% below my average price. Savaria is another one, another industrial company. These guys are involved in the building and installation of like wheelchair ramps and accessibility stuff like that, like home elevators for disabled people. Just a little bit different than most of the other stocks that I have. And I think any money that I have left over, I'm just going to drop into Cineplex. Now, Cineplex is by far my worst performing stock at the moment, and probably the sketchiest one, but I personally think that there is a future in the short term for theaters, and this stock will possibly increase in the future to be above zero for me, at which some point when it's in the green, I would be looking to sell it off once I make a decent profit on it. But as cinemas are picking up and more movies are being released, I think we're probably going to go in that direction. And I was actually just driving past a mall the other day, and I saw a brand new cinema that had been constructed. It wasn't Cineplex, it was actually Landmark, I think. And I was quite surprised that cinema companies are still building new cinemas. It was on the side of a mall that used to be a parking lot. So that was kind of also just a small sign to me that this industry is still real and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And that just seeing that kind of was one small influence in my decision to continue spending a little bit more money on the Cineplex stocks and eventually try to make some profit here. So anyways, let's jump into Wealthsimple Trade and go buy some of these stocks. So the first one that I want to buy is Acon. They are ARE. These guys, I want to put about $120 into this position right now. So I think we'll do 7 shares. And I'm going to put that in the tax-free savings account. Perfect. And we're going to confirm that order. Okie dokie. The next one that I wanted to pick up was Power Corporation. These guys, they're up quite high in the last little while, but have dropped off a little bit, and now I am a little bit down on my average cost. So we're going to put in, again, around $120 into these. I think that's good enough for 3 shares. We're going to buy those also in the tax-free savings account and confirm the order. Okay, the next one that I wanted to pick up was Severia. Severia, if you're interested in this company, it's a little bit about what they do. Paying a monthly dividend with a decent yield and decent dividend growth as well. But yeah, for these guys also, I wanted to drop in around $120. Ooh, too far. There we go. I think we'll take 7 shares. That should be fine. And the tax-free savings account as well. And then lastly was just Cineplex, CGX. I don't want to take too much of these. Just drop in a little bit, while they are still down 10% for me. And just put in the remaining amount of money. So it's probably going to be like 3 shares, I think. Maybe I can get 4. Let's try that. I'm going to do 4 and we'll confirm. Okay, cool. So now that I've done that, the thing that I need to do is drop into the activity tab. We're going to look at this for the buys that I've recently done. And what I want to do is I want to write down the exact quantity and unit price that I paid, and I'm going to bring that into the Google Sheet. And those are going to go right into the transactions tab, which is a master list of all of the buys and sells that I've ever done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to drop in each one, like I said, with the exact quantity and unit price that I paid. And once all of those are in and I'm satisfied that all of the totals are adding up to what I saw in Wealthsimple Trade to make sure that I didn't put in any mistakes here, then the last thing to do is go and check my summary tab to make sure that everything has been updated so that available cash has been reflected. And mostly I'm interested in here at my annual dividend income. And if you remember at the beginning of the video, we were around $2,827. Now we're around $2,842, so that's an increase of about $17 per year in totally passive tax-free income from dividends. So guys, if you're into dividends and you like these videos, make sure you drop down in the comment below and let me know which stocks you are buying this week. I'd love to hear it. And until then, I'll see you down in the comments and in the next video.